T-Mobile finally has a go-to voice phone in the Sonim XP3plus, a rugged and ruggedly handsome flip phone that hits the mark for all-day voice calling. With a tough body, strong signal, and a 3-year warranty, the XP3plus is a voice phone you can really rely on. Sonim has made rugged phones for decades now. We used an XP3 early model to hammer nails into a board. In 2019, the company put out an XP3 Flip with 4G on AT&T and Sprint. It was our editor's choice winning voice phone for a while. That phone's now at the end of its life, replaced by the XP3 Plus for T-Mobile. The XP3 Plus is made of matte plastic with visible rivets. It's a substantial phone at 4.57 by 2.36 by 1.1 inches closed, weighing 7.76 ounces. Its size and weight aren't unexpected. Phones like this basically come with their own armored cases. The battery door screws shut. Under it, there's a removable 2300 mAh battery, as well as SIM and micro SD card slots. On the sides, the standard 3.5mm headset jack and USB-C port are protected by sturdy rubber doors. On the front is a 240 by 240 pixel, 1.3-inch monochrome IPS LCD display that's extremely readable in full sunlight. The XP3 Plus is IP68 rugged, resistant to water and dust, and its physical keys mean that you can use it the moment you pick it up out of the water or even in the water. There's no touchscreen to shortcut. It's important to note that while this isn't a smartphone, it's also not specifically for digital disconnectors trying to avoid the internet. The web browser is slow, clunky, and hard to use, but it does exist and you can disable it. If you need a phone specifically without web capabilities, look at the Sunbeam F1 or the Nokia 225. The XP3 Plus supports all of T-Mobile's 4G LTE bands, as well as 3G, 2G, and dual-band Wi-Fi. RF reception, especially with 5 GHz Wi-Fi, is very good. The hardware also works well on AT&T and Verizon's networks, but we'll have to wait to see whether it gets certified for those carriers. The XP3 Plus supports all of the latest voice codecs, including EVS, and calls sound very clear. The speakerphone and earpiece are both loud enough, registering at 98 dB in our test. It continues to shock us that voice phones don't generally offer decent contact or calendar sync options. The XP3 Plus makes you transfer contacts by Bluetooth one by one or import them from the now obscure WeCF file format. There's no way to sync its very basic calendar app at all. This phone's running Android 11 and it's on 4G. It could do better. Android-based OS at least lets the phone handle sending and receiving group MMS texts without breaking threads. So because we can't entirely have nice things, there's a bug in the testing app. If you're catching up on a group text, some past messages appear without identifying their senders. The XP3 Plus has the most powerful processor we've seen on a voice phone, the Qualcomm Snapdragon 662, a major step above the Snapdragon 215 and similar processors and other recent voice phones like the Kyocera Dura XE Epic. That said, I'm not sure why Sonim is using such a fast processor. Battery life on the 2300 mAh cell is impressive. 11 hours and 58 minutes of talk time and at least several days of standby. The phone charges over USB-C or using contacts on the back in special enterprise cradles that can charge a dozen phones at a time. The single 8MP camera records 1080p video. As with previous Sonim phones, light is everything. For music, there's an FM radio with auto-scanning, presets, and song ID text clearly locked onto many stations in the area. There's also an MP3 or AAC music player that plays local files. The micro SD card slot is under the battery, so it's difficult to get used to, but you can use Bluetooth or a wired connection to transfer files into the 10.6 GB of internal storage. At $210, the XP3 Plus is expensive for a voice phone, but it costs less than the $234 CAT S22 Flip, which T-Mobile also sells. The S22 has a lower quality camera, a smaller battery, a shorter warranty, a slower processor, and older Bluetooth. The XP3 Plus is much more expensive than the $69 Nokia 6300 4G and the $49 Nokia 225 4G, but neither of those has the XP3 Plus's battery life, voice quality, volume, or ruggedness. If you're buying a safety phone for a kid or a simple voice phone to disconnect with, the Nokia 225 4G is probably all you need. But if you need a T-Mobile voice phone you can truly rely on and kick around for the next few years, the Sonim XP3 Plus is the new choice.